Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF Impact or Hit. I, Joey Styles, with Jonathan Coachman, and with Aiden English, and today on Impact or Hit. Today on Impact or Hit, we're gonna have Father Yule here today on Impact or Hit, as we did have him yesterday on Dynamite or Might. you know. Well, it is going to be good to see Father Yule here today on Impact or Hit. You know, Joey Stahl says, you got that right, Jonathan Coachman says. And now we got Father Yule in the ring now. And he's got something to say. Well, you know what? It's way too early still for Father Yule to show up, Aiden English says. And I don't know what his business is here in the toy wrestling gathering. He always seems to be, in a bind with someone. Ho, ho, ho. Happy Yule. I know it's not Yule yet. We're still in the 11th month. And I know that a lot of folks are going to say that I also should wish everyone a happy gathering of lights and a happy gathering of followership. We haven't really got to that time yet either. Um, you know, uh, I'm going to tell you, once upon a time, we all know about, the true meaning of Yule. About how God so loved mankind and womankind so much. He gave us his only son, Jesus, who yielded his life to atone for our sins so we could go to so we could go so we could go to heaven, you know cleaned away our sins, made us clean, because my clothing can mostly tell you the whole saga of it. You see, the white, we came on this earth, we were clean at one time. Sadly, we learned how to sin. Then our souls became black, sadly. But through Jesus' atonement and through his blood, all those sins that made us dirty in the eyes of God were cleaned away. And so now we are now clean again as we once were. And so when that time comes, we can walk on the streets of gold. So, yeah, my clothing, tells the saga of Jesus, about how God loved mankind, womankind so much that he gave his only son, a wonderful gift, his son Jesus, who healed the sick, the wounded, and the handicapped, who taught folks how to be kinder and love and how to forgive, and who was the only man who ever lived, who was holy, who was flawless and sinless, something that no man, woman, or child can ever hope to be. But you don't have to be that way. Through God and through Jesus, those sins were atoned for, cleaned away. So now we have a stead in heaven through Jesus and through God, to God for Jesus. So, and that is what it is all about. And I just hope that everyone out there understands, everybody understands, the grounds, of this holy day. Uh-oh, it's Maxwell Jacob Friedman again. Father Yule, I'm going to stop you right there. Now, I know that you believe that Jesus was the Son of God, and that's good for you. But we Jewish folks cannot understand how God, who is all-seeing, all-knowing, almighty, all-loving, and all-forgiving, and all-righteousness, could be godlike, and how he could make a son that was godly and holy. Yes, I'm quite aware of you Jews have a unlike take of Jesus. You can't understand what made Jesus so outstanding. And you believe that even though you onlook Jesus for all the things that he did, you can't understand how God could make a flawless, sinless man and be his son. Well, and we can stand to unstand when it comes to our worshipful beliefs. What I'm here to tell you is that I had so much fun beating you up, and I feel like that I should do that again. You had fun beating me up, well, I didn't have fun going through that. And even if you don't believe it or not, that's a fast track to the bad list, even if you don't believe in that list or not. Don't believe in the bad list? Hell, I've been on the bad list my whole life. You know? And I don't think that anyone like a fat slob like you is going to come down my smokestack through my firestead or through my lead door in my house to give me gifts on 8 nights of the Gathering of Lights. But I do believe, ow, ow, but I do believe that I can beat up Father Yule, and get away with it. Is that so? Well, guess what, John Cena says. You didn't learn your lesson from you didn't learn your class from the last time that we fought, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I mean, you like to go around and behave like a creep. You behave as if the whole world owes you something, but it does not. And you're not going to be beating up on Father Yule. That's not going to happen. So why don't you have a match with someone you know can fight back? That would be me. Oh, that's right, John Cena. Everyone keeps talking about how great you are and how you're always in everyone's business. Thank God when I win ZCW and MLW and AEW, I didn't have to deal with it. Yeah, that's right. But here in the TWF, you get to deal with it. So why don't we have a match here today on Impact or Hit? And hell, you can pick whatever match. And hell, I'm going to beat you. Oh, you think that you're going to beat me? Yeah, I know I will. And we won't even have to even ask for Ric Flair to come out here and make the match. Because I know the folks out there want me to make the match for you. Alright, Ric Flair says. Here is the deal. Oh, thank God, someone coming in here to put an end to all this madness. Alright, John Cena, you will go one-on-one with Maxwell Jacob Friedman here today on Impact or Hit. And Santa Claus, I think that we need to get out of here. Yeah, I truly think so. Thank you, John. Oh, well, Father Yule is so much of a weakling, Aiden English says. He's gonna let John Cena fight his fight for him. I don't think that makes you a weakling at all. I truly don't think it makes you a weakling at all, not in my book. No. There we go. I don't think it makes him a weakling in my book at all, Aiden English says. my book at all, Joey Styles says. Oh, and Maxwell Jacob Friedman wanted to come after John Cena, and John Cena just gave him the FU. And once again, Maxwell Jacob Friedman wanted to beat up on Father Yule for Santa Claus. And this has nothing to do with Judaism or Christendom at all. This has to do with someone being a creep, Joey Styles says. Yeah, Jonathan Coachman, yes, John Coachman says, Maxwell Jacob Friedman always likes to be a bully, always likes to be a creep. Anyone who's ever saw him in AEW knows how he can be like. And Maxwell Jacob Friedman just went down again. Aiden English says John Cena thinks he's everyone's over good doer. Thank God he's going to be withdrawing by the 12th month, and we don't want to see him in the ring anymore. Well, maybe Aiden English, that might happen in WWE, but not in the TWF though. And Aiden English right now picking up John Cena and gave him the attitude, gave him the FU, Joey Styles says. Well, what kind of shame, Jonathan Coachman says, to have your own hold, being done to you, and by someone like that. Oh, great! Now Maxwell Jacob Friedman's doing the HGF, but no, John Cena not yielding from that. Oh, what's he gonna do now? No, don't do that, Joey Styles says. He talks about how he wants. You got someone who's a liar. The fuck you. Someone who's a liar. The F you, Joey Styles says. You don't talk about how you want folks to onlook your worship and all the things that come along with your holy day, and then don't onlook other folks' worship and what comes along with all their folks for their holy day. And thank God John Cena stopped that from happening. And this, stopped this from happening, though. Jonathan Coachman said. Aiden English said, I will give you that. There was really no need for Maxwell Jacob Friedman to hit him with the Yule Tree. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, John Cena. So John Cena has beat Maxwell Jacob Friedman here today on Collision, on Impact or Hit. Look out! Maxwell Jacob Friedman just nailed John Cena with the Yule Tree. And now he's gone. And now Santa Claus come in and picked up the Yule Tree and is helping John Cena up. And now Santa Claus, the fight keeper, and helping John Cena out of the ring now. Now just how low does one have to go to not show onlook to one's things for one's holy day? I mean, Joey Styles said that would be like someone picking up the Gathering of Lights candlestick and hitting it with someone. That's how it feels when Maxwell Jacob Friedman picked up the Yule Tree and hit John Cena with it. Yes, shaming all the way around, Jonathan Coachman says. There are going to be many Christendom folks and Jewish folks out there. They're going to feel truly sad about that. Maxwell Jacob Friedman is only doing deeds for himself. He's not doing it for anyone else. Aiden English says Maxwell Jacob Friedman has done a lot of cool shit, but I think even that was a little uncalled for in my book. Alright, we're going to take it away now. Aiden English says, yeah, well, for once you stand with such shit. No! Well, now we're going to take it away now with Mike Lane. Alright, Joey Styles and Jonathan Coachman. I'm going to be talking with Maxwell Jacob Friedman here today on Impact or Hit. Alright, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, what made you think it was so cool to hit John Cena, with the Yule Tree? First off, Mike Lane, hitting John Cena with the Yule Tree was getting even on him for always being in my business, for always being in other folks' business. It has nothing to do with him. And John Cena likes to come out and be everyone's good doer. He likes to come out and think he's, big match John. This shit was between me and Father Yule, or whatever you folks call him. And nothing to do with him. But now he made it something to do with him. So now I'm going to get even. So now I think I get the last laugh on John Cena. Well, you should be worried that you might be put on the bad list for those. You think I'm worried about that, Mike Lane? I'm not worried about being on Father Yule's bad list. Really, that would be God's good list and bad list. Well, you know that you're only making yourself look bad by doing those kind of deeds. How would you like it if someone took the Jewish candlestick and hit someone with it? Because that's how it feels when you take the Yule tree and hit someone with it. Hey, it's not the same. Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from. But I'm a hill wrestler, and hill wrestlers do hillish shit like that. Well, that's my talk with Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Back to you, Joey Styles and Jonathan Coachman. Thank you, Mike Lane, for talking with Maxwell Jacob Friedman here today on Impact or Hit. And that's, well, looks like we're not done yet. Let me tell you something, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I think what you did was wrong. Hitting John Cena with the Yule tree, showing no onlook to the Yule tree. I show a lot of forgiveness and a lot of love and kindness to every man, woman, and child, no need what their worship is, or what their beliefs are, or what their holy days are. I think you need to look yourself in a looking glass, and you need to wonder, why do you behave the way you do? Why do I behave the way I do, Father Yule? Because I like behaving like a bully, like a creep, like a heel. That's why I do the things I do. Oh, you think I'm worried about getting Blackstone in my stocking? What stocking? We Jewish folk don't do stockings. Well, you're not going to get no Blackstone in anything. But you are going to get is scathed and shamed for your behavior and for your deeds, young man. Well, looks like it is all the time we got here for TWF Impact or Hit. I, Joey Styles, with Jonathan Coachman and with Aiden English, we hope you like Impact or Hit, and we'll see you tomorrow for Friday Night SmackDown.